Good morning, it's Jonathan Barrett with the morning debrief. It's 14th of December and the current time is 7:30. Quite an interesting night, FOMC rate decision. They kept rates unchanged. I think that was pretty much expected. The rhetoric pretty much remained. They want to be accommodative, supportive, but they're still not sure about what the next step is. Some of the data last night was just a little bit lower than expected, but overall, economic data in the States remains relatively robust, which is a good thing. Pity we couldn't say the same for what's happening in Europe, so a little bit of an issue there still remains. As a result of that, that euro continued to weaken quite dramatically. Now, taking lead from that, we had concerns in Iran, which pushed oil higher. Oil seems to have found a little bit of intermediate low. Gold came under quite a lot of pressure, and equity markets were a little bit softer. I think basically people are just moving away for gold, and I think it's more to do with people just a little bit disappointed that it's not moving as far as it should be. By all intents and purposes, it should be relatively stable. We are out of gold, so people are aware there. Okay, let's run through some of the news. Fed, US economy expanding moderately, policy unchanged, we know that. That seems to be the story of the day. Looking through it, FOMC, as we said, no change there. Stock sees dollar climbs to 11-month high. That stays exactly what we're trying to be saying, what we've tried to said all along, that dollar remains relatively well bid, so quite happy about that. Confidence among investors unexpectedly rose as well, which is a little bit of contrast. And obviously we see greater transparency across the board. Looking at other parts, energy, as we said, rose from a 2-week low, and that's on the back of more to do with Iran rather than anything else. And that was also news that the IEA says more sanctions around may push crude oil prices higher. We sort of support that, although the economic picture is quite negative. Iran remains the curveball, so we have to stay quite close to that. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of the markets just overall. Let's have a look at, first of all, what the commodity markets, the indices around the world have done. That's what we want, that one there, little puppy. Okay, and as you can see, the Dow having a little bit of trouble there, nothing too grand. Off, Euro, top 50 is down 8, the FTSE's at 62, the CAC's down 10, and the DAX is down 11. Looking at the local markets, we have to go to the futures for that one. Got to be pretty quick on this. Looking at the futures there, you can see that our local market up only 4,187. Moving across now onto the commodity front, and quite a mixed day. Brent crude was up quite aggressively, 197, and you can see that spread blowing out a little bit. West Texas up 2.17, and as you keep on going through the thing, the agricultural markets all relatively firm. Big movements again in cocoa. This is the second day running. We're up around about 9% over the last couple of days, and it keeps on going. Corn was up a fraction. Cotton was up a fraction as well. Wheat was up 6, and soybeans there up a fraction as well. Copper down $5 at 340.7 on the back of global concerns, particularly in China, and gold, as we can see, 16 at 38, down 31.8%. So things relatively weak on that front. Okay, let's just have a look at a few of the markets. There's the crude market. That's the daily crude. You can see that extension there. If it takes out that area there, which is 103, if I remember correctly, the high. No, 102.40 and then 103. So that, keep an eye on that. That's quite important there for the crude market in order for that to continue to trade higher. Having a look at dollar index, which is obviously one of our keys. Back through 80.37, as you can see, it's broken through that area and looks quite strong. Remember, that's something we've had on for some time, and that's been quite supportive. I think, if anything, gold's come off on the back of a stronger dollar. It just seems to be that play. Alrighty-ho, so let's have a look at the local market, 41.80. And as you can see, just going sideways, I guess, in a range. There's not much you can get out of that, but momentum indicators remain relatively weak, so probably expect it to fill this gap and probably see it down to 41.14 before we get any sign of support. Alrighty-ho, I think that's pretty much about it when you look around the traps. As I said, we haven't got much on at the moment. We're small long dollars, which I'm quite comfortable with, and we're out of gold and we're out of copper. and just looking for things to work out. But that's pretty much about it. I forgot to mention the economic calendar, so let's run through that. And Wednesday night, we've got industrial production today. A little bit of data in Japan, quite a bit of data in Japan. In the States, import price index and NBA mortgage applications. That's about it from me. Hope everyone has a good day. Happy trading. We'll talk to you later.